Hi guys, it's your Hellfire Fox Brielle. Hello, yeah. I was gonna be live like an hour ago, but sleep. Yes. Sleep, and I had to have my brunch. Time zones be like, am I right? How's everyone doing today? Like, how is it? Hope you guys have been good while I'm away. Mm-hmm. But yes, we're just gonna continue our life beginning and always. Yep. We're just gonna continue this visual novel for the day because I need some calmness, you know, just some calmness. But yeah, without further ado, let's start. Yep, let's start it. Also, recently I made some updates with some of my toggles, just some of them, so feel free to check them when you can. Hey, yeah, let's start it. So the last time we actually went for the prologue, which is the childhood setting. Yep. And then we already went through the fireflies and the shopping part, so now we have these three left before we end summer. So I guess let's go for sandcastles. Yeah, sandcastle sounds nice. Cove wasn't able to do many things that summer. When you, him, and Shiloh sat out on the shoreline one bright morning, you could tell he wanted to be in the water. Who doesn't? But there was no way he'd be swimming anytime soon, not with his cast. The waves washed a single shell to shore, glittering in blue. Another reminder of the places he couldn't go. From what he'd heard about Cove's old life so far, in tiny pieces and fragments, you could tell that he'd do anything to be able to get the cast off. Like make a pact with the witch or something, just to get it off his arm. He thought about how his summer last year must have been totally different from his. Oh, Mockingbird, thank you. How's you? But now he was here with you and Shiloh and Lizzie and everyone else, and he couldn't even go in the sea. How's you? This town wasn't bad. It had all your favorite things in it. But sitting there on the same beach you'd grown up on, you could understand that not everyone else felt the same way about Sunset Bird as you did. Just tired? Oh, got some rest, buddy. You watched him from the corner of your eye quietly. Then he finally said aloud about what he had been pondering. Eh... Wow. Oh, the head pats work for 60 seconds also. Ara ara. I wish I could go in. The water? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, you're gonna be able to do it soon. Cove only sighed in response. Apparently soon wasn't soon enough. It's so pretty, the ocean. And huge. There could be anything out there, like mermaids. Yeah. I wish you didn't have a cast. Me too. Obviously not interested in hearing much more of your input on the situation, Cove turned back to the water. But as his eye looked away, something about Shiloh's slow, careful movements caught his eye. Hey, are you building a sandcastle? Sort of. I was only playing around while you were talking. I'm listening. Maybe I could too. I've only made big piles before. It's really nothing special. I'm sure you'll be good at it right away. Well, how do you do it then? Shove... What the fuck? Why did I say shove? Shiloh's cheeks lit up. You could tell he was a little bit uncomfortable to have Cove's expectant stare on him. I'll play too. I love making sand stuff. Okay. He put his hands back into the seashells and sand and nodded. I don't do a lot. Here's how I like to get the house started. Shiloh, focusing more intently than you'd seen him, guided Cove through his process. You happily use your own method. And didn't take long for the three of you to each have humble structures prepared. That's all, kind of. You can do anything now, like make it bigger, add some seashells, carve a pretty pattern. I bet you'd have great ideas. I'm gonna make it bigger. Mine's gonna be a real castle. Cool, this is gonna be a house. Looking at the base of your sandcastle, you decided to make a castle. Yep. The better part of the next hour was spent focusing on your own work. The boys were the same. Even Shiloh didn't sneak as many peeks as everyone else as he usually did. Oh, thank you for the lurk, and have a good night's sleep. You finished shaping before either of them did, glancing up from what you've built. It seems you've done so fast because you already searched around for the extra decorations. Shiloh has had grabbed most of the really interesting stuff, and Cove had a lot of shells. But there were still options. The first thing you reached for was a blue seashell. It was the best fit for your castle, you decided. The blue color of it still reminded you of the clear water. So you put it in a funny place where it'd take a second look to see it. Pleased with your result, you finally took a proper look around that wasn't focused on the sand itself. Both Cove and Shiloh seemed super immersed still. You knew you could probably sneak a little at either one's work. The castle Cove has been looked surprisingly tidy, especially for someone in the cast. He must have worked really hard. He wasn't even finished digging the huge gaping moat in front, but it was already enormous. He got the sense from the enthusiasm he was digging with the doctor. Was probably going to find a bunch of sand when he finally removed the pink plaster. The silence then was broken. What's on top of yours, Shiloh? You peeked closer and discovered something shiny sticking out of Shiloh's sand chimney. Oh, it's just gum wrapper. It looks like smoke. It's good. That's smart. Yeah, I didn't think about it, yeah. You really know a lot about this. Shiloh smiled without a word. And that was for the current topic. Ray, can I see what you did? Sure. You scooted just a bit near and began surveying your work. The castle you'd built was pretty immersive, all things considered. It had archways, tall walls, and even a little moat circling it. You probably feel safe living there. Maybe your moms were the queens. Shiloh quickly decided to jump in the new conversation. Hey Bree, what did you do? This is my castle. Shiloh didn't look so happy anymore. You both built castles? Yeah. That's neat how you guys matched. It's too bad we didn't all do it. Next time we should. Wouldn't that be boring? It's something's only one that thing. That makes it special. Yeah, for sandcastles and stuff. People too. My dad always say how everybody's their own man, a real individual. I don't think I'm very special. Why? Nobody else is you. Shiloh simply shook his head. I'm not different. Oh. Oh, hi Yellow Flash. What's up? A beat passed between the two. Cove then looked down at his own work again. Okay. Oh yeah, my mask has been removed. My dad tried to get me to make sandcastles the first time we came to this beach. I didn't want to. Cove trailed off again. There was another moment of silence. Shiloh shifted and opened his mouth to say something, but Cove spoke up before he could. He didn't think he noticed that Shiloh was going to talk. Hey, do you know what happened when your moms met my dad, Bree? You waited to see if Shiloh would say what he wanted. When he didn't, you considered Cove's question. I wasn't there, they didn't tell me. I just remember what happened when I met your dad. Mr. Holden has been a weird stranger then. When he was still kind of strange, no other parent acted like him, but you knew him better at this point. Heck yeah, how is you? I'm just finishing off a visual novel. Well, continuing. Now that you thought about it, it made a lot of sense that Cove's dad talked to him about people being unique. You were pulled from your thoughts when Cove continued. Oh, well, I was there. I don't think my mom has met your dad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she hasn't. Ree's parents and my dad met the same day I met her, and I'm gonna say what happened. Yeah, Rolo, hi. And yeah, the mix it up stuff. Thank you for the Patreon attendance. Yeah, I started a little late. And yeah, the mix it up stuff is working very well actually. Although bruh, I may have extended the duration of my jacket and mask. That's just it though. Hmm. But yeah, it looks okay so far, right? Looks fine. Yep, very easy fixes. Although I may have prolonged it to 3 minutes. I think that's enough, no? Shiloh frowned to himself, ducking his head. His hat cast a shadow over his face. You could still tell he was upset at not being included in Cove's choice of topic. That was kind of boring for him, although giving people their own turn to say things they want is important too. Yeah, we're really going for it, huh? Huh? We were talking, just not right now. I'm talking to you. He can listen. Aw, Cove, don't be like that. Shiloh's literally hanging out with us, buddy. Like, for real. Shiloh's expression barely flickered at the words. He still looked put off. Cove continued like the interruption hadn't happened. He was determined to tell the tale. When we moved here, we didn't bring a lot of things with us. Only some stuff that would fit in Dad's car. We didn't even get a moving truck. I sat in there while Dad brought it all inside. I didn't want to get out because I knew Dad would make it look around the new house. I really didn't want to do that. His lips twisted into a frown as he recalled that. Then I saw your moms. They were in the car too and stopped at your house. I guess they were coming back from somewhere or something. My dad noticed. He waved his hand and then we went over to the front of your house where he started talking to them. I don't know what they said. I couldn't hear it. But he couldn't see me anymore since he was looking the other way. So I opened the car door and left. I wanted to get away and went behind the houses. I found those hills there. The ones where we met for the first time. Cove nodded and stared at you. You stared back. He didn't go on to say anything anymore. Aren't you going to finish your story? Cove's brow wrinkled like he didn't understand why you were surprised. That's all that happened. You really gotta get better at telling stories. Cove didn't seem to accept the critique whatsoever. But that was how our parents met. I didn't make the story up. Yeah, kinda ironic if I do say so myself, huh? True stories can be good. That isn't the problem. Shiloh's mouth twisted to a scowl of disbelief, but he said nothing. Why'd you bring that up anyway?
Well,
I was thinking about it because of the sandcastle. It made me remember when I moved to here. Dad showed me the beach first before we went back to the car to unpack. He was really excited about it for some reason. Cove's brows furrowed a little bit more as he quietly raked his hands through the sand. I get it. You thought maybe Mr. Holden wasn't that excited about the beach and was instead hoping Cove might be. But the line of conversation had come to an end. Even Cove was done with it. Some other topic had popped into his head. Boy, like, you're lucky you're literally living near the beach. You can do so much here, bro. Shiloh fidgeting uncomfortably in the sand has made Clove aware of his presence again. They looked at each other and you could only wonder what this might be about. Hey Shiloh, yeah? Why are you always turning so red, even when nothing is happening? Clearly he jerked back. Neither you or Shiloh had expected that to be how he got included in the conversation again. I don't know, I guess. Okay, it's kind of weird. Shiloh's eyes were wide with embarrassment and his lips twisted, and he was blushing even harder than before. Maybe it wasn't only this, perhaps it was simply the last straw. But it was a big deal to Shiloh. A huge deal. He didn't just look sad, he seemed almost panicked. You weren't sure if he was about to cry or run away or what, but you soon got an answer. Why do you wear glasses? Most kids don't wear glasses and nobody's named Code. Ah! Oh, now this kid is having a crash out. I mean, I guess I can relate with the kid. This guy wasn't a good person either. Who'd ask you to come was probably just your dad bugging Grease family somewhere because you don't have anyone else who'll ever play with you. Valid crash out. Attention on the beach was suddenly uncomfortable in a way you didn't know how to laugh off. It didn't seem like the kind of thing he'd get upset about, though you hadn't ever known what kind of thing would bother Shiloh. I'm sorry. Me too, I was just wondering. You picked up some sand and turned it over to your hands. There didn't seem to be much you could stop the fight, and you weren't sure what to do with yourself. Cove looked over what were you doing and started building his own set of walls. Shiloh took a breath before kneeling back on his own patch of sand. It seems like they both decided to try playing again. You were glad for that. You all went back to making more sand buildings, but the whole mood has changed. Yeah, this one had a valid crash out, but then again... This guy usually hangs around with her sister, not me. So I don't know how to deal with that. Shiloh's cheeriness was clearly gone, and Cove looked as confused as ever about why the other boy had blown up. The air stayed uncomfortable the rest of the afternoon, right up to the moment that Shiloh's mom appeared at the beach to take him home. Cove and Shiloh had mostly followed your lead and barely said a word. His mom standing behind him, even Shiloh's goodbye had been quiet. Friendly, cheerful, but noticeably quiet. But with Shiloh gone and the sun going down, you knew it was time for you and Cove to head to your own houses. Yeah. The two of you trailed out of the park together towards the neighborhood. The walk home was quiet. You passed by familiar landmarks, shoes thumping against the sidewalk, in near-perfect unison. Cove was clearly caught up in thinking about something. Something was definitely up, so you chose to reach out to him and ask, "Hey, Cove, is everything okay? You're making a funny face." "Oh, I was just wondering." Cove fell silent again for a few more seconds and sighed. Why'd Shiloh act like that when I said he was all red a lot? No, I wasn't. It looked like that to me, and it wasn't just saying that one thing. You're not very nice to Shiloh. I didn't mean it like that. Shiloh was... Oh. Chotto mate. Two followed. Sometimes OBS doesn't even do that. Let me know who follows. So I have to open Streamlabs. Streamlabs. Yo. I'm C or Amy. Amy C. Okay. Thanks for the follow. How are you doing? See? That's kind of rude. And how you doing there? Thanks for the follow. What's up? I guess I can get it. Why would he do that? Sometimes I get really mad too. Despite seemingly coming to a conclusion, Cove's mood was still sour. Hey, Bree, was Shiloh telling the truth? Huh? His gaze left yours as he dug the sole of his shoe into the ground. He looked oddly vulnerable for a second. Does my dad make you hang out with me? I know he talks to your moms about that a lot. An uncomfortable weight settled in your chest at that question. AMC, I see. How's you? How are you doing? You like spending time with Cove. You didn't even have to think hard about it. You know you did. Our life best game. Yeah, but damn. Oh, already some interesting drama while it's going on. Ah. Hello there, Dante. Oh, Joy. How are you? Doing good. Oh, that's good. Hello there, Dante. How are you guys? I'm currently playing Our Life Beginning and Always, a visual novel. What's up? But you couldn't help feeling guilty. Cove still didn't know what happened when you met Mr. Holden. This is an interesting question. Because I know his dad gave me $20 just to hang out with him. Interesting. Should I tell him the truth or should I lie about it? I don't know. But that might screw things up, so... Cove's shoulders relaxed. He hadn't even noticed that he had tensed up. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Anyways, I didn't think you were pretending. I just wanted to make sure it was okay is all.
Thanks.
Thanks for telling me. Your throat tightened. It was hard to meet Cove's earnest gaze again. Keeping secrets was hard. I like to tell him for the drama. Bro, I don't know. Not everyone wants drama. You're welcome. By now, the two of you were on the sidewalk near your houses. It was time to part ways. You stepped forward and wrapped your arms around him tightly. You turned your head, resting your cheek on the soldier. Cove stood there awkwardly with his hands at his sides. He wasn't much of a hugger, but you didn't get the impression he was unhappy that you were. Ree's the master of drama. Excuse me? Excuse me, Rolla, what do you mean? Bye, Cove. See you tomorrow. Yeah, bye, Bree. You pulled away, then jogged towards your house. When you looked back, you saw Cove making his way back home too, as if he felt your eyes on him. He turned around, he waved, you did too. You still felt a little unsure with what you were supposed to do about the deal Cove's dad had offered. You didn't want to say something bad or something you shouldn't. You had no idea how Cove would take it either. It would be terrible if it made him feel bad. What if he didn't want to play with you anymore? You might change your mind sometime. There was always tomorrow after all. But for now, it was definitely something that you'd keep to yourself. With a final look, you went inside your house. Okay. Damn, that was pretty dramatic, bro. Now we have two things left, so... Long day. I like an apartment like this, not gonna lie. It was another scorching summer day, the kind of where no sooner had you finished one cup of water, you were already filling it up again. Everyone else had something on, so that afternoon it was just you and Shiloh. This didn't happen much, especially since Cove had arrived. Without Lizzie around, Shiloh looked at you for all the answers. It made you feel... nothing really. Shiloh went along with whatever you wanted, so he wasn't a bother, but he also wasn't that much fun. You drained yet drank another and frowned at the empty vessel. Your thirst was gone, but you still craved something icy cold and refreshing. Something sweet. Something like an ice cream sandwich. You craved soft ice cream sandwich between two cookies. There was nothing like that to be found at home. You knew that without needing to look. Your moms didn't keep sweets in the house. Outside, there were plenty of places where such goodies could be obtained, they were shops and demanded payment in exchange for products. You voice your predicament aloud. You ask Shiloh for help. Shiloh, do you have any money? Oh, let me check. Finally, Shiloh being nice. Well, I don't see anything weird about Shiloh other than too much freckles, if anything. Like, is like are these freckles normal? Like, have you guys seen people with so much freckles like this? That was easy. You felt like you should tell him why you were asking. Thanks, I want an ice cream sandwich, but my mom don't keep any here. Shiloh rummaged in his backpack and proudly produced an assortment amount of coins plus one straight button. You set the button aside and counted the coins in neat piles. Just over $1. He announces to Shiloh he had almost certainly came to the same conclusion, but he'd been watching expectantly. It's a start. Ah, look at this guy. Shiloh beamed at you. You'll need to find some more. Okay. The two of you lifted couch cushions, stuck tiny hands down deep crevices in the sofa and under the furniture and scoured the backs of the drawers. Most of what you found were useless or gross, bent paper clips, fluffy wisps of dust, or sandy crumbs, but every so often one of you would strike silver or bronze and add to the growing pile of coins. Your mind wandered to the $20 bill tucked away in your room. It was enough for you and Shiloh to get whatever you wanted more, but you didn't take it out. That was too special to hand it over so freely. Besides, Shiloh would be curious about where it came from and might even mention your wealth to Lizzie. The exchange had been a secret. Dusky and disheveled from checking every room and squinting into every tiny nook, the two of you finished pooling your finds. Shiloh held his breath as he counted the coins once again. Freckles is a sign of evil. I don't know about that. I think freckles are cute. I think freckles are cute. I'd rather prefer freckles than pimples to me. $2.53 and 2 buttons. You didn't know when the second button has decided to join the party, but you were too pleased with your successful haul to throw it out. Is that enough? You figured he knew the answer without looking to you for confirmation, but the thrill of your success and the reward that would follow canceled out any other feelings as you might have had about that. Yeah, you can now afford something at the shops, just one thing. That was infinitely better than none. Shiloh clapped his hands. Yay! And it's just us two. Huh. It's mainly because of all the people with freckles I know gingers are. I guess. But I don't think so. The two of you dash outside. The promise of sugar buoyed you onto your destination were breathless, but happy you stared at the overwhelming number of options. You knew what you wanted, but it wasn't just you had contributed the funds to get the treat. He seemed to notice your pause. Aren't you getting an ice cream sandwich? Shiloh asked though as he was entirely separate from the decision, rather than someone with a stake in the outcome. Do you mind? Shiloh cocked his head to the side. It was your idea, you should choose. It wasn't fair for you to be the only one to decide when he'd been a main factor in making this happen. Some of the money came directly from his backpack. What do you like? All of them were so good. But what do you really like? Popsicles or ice cream? What is your favorite? It's so hard to pick, I don't know. You want me to choose? Yeah. And that was that. You got the dessert you wanted originally and hoped Shiloh would actually like it too. Finally, the reward for all your hard work was in your hands. You bit the ice cream sandwich. The chewy chocolate biscuit complemented the creamy vanilla ice cream inside. You held it out to Shiloh so he could take a turn. He shook his head. You can finish it. He didn't want any? After everything he did to help get it? That was weird. Admit, some people just like treating others. Even if Shiloh said it was okay, every story you'd ever seen on TV or read in the book said that sharing was caring. You stood your ground even as the treat started to trickle dangerously towards your fingers. It's only fair that you should have some. You both bought it. But you wanted more than I do, and getting to play was a lot of fun already. So you can have it, that's more fair. I want you to have some even more than I want to finish it, so eat your part. Aw. It's really good, thank you. You smiled, pleased with your good deed. You picked the best one. Did he mean that? Shiloh was always nice no matter what happened. Even if he hated it, you knew he wouldn't say so. Maybe he thought it was gross and that's the real reason why he didn't want to take some. He had no idea. You studied him as he ate a little more. He had every appearance of enjoying himself. Still weird. The two of you began to head back home as he ate. You walked side by side on the shore in silence, but your thoughts kept drifting to the boy beside you. Why didn't he speak up for himself? It was almost as if Shiloh didn't know how to say what he felt, or was too afraid to. Are you friends? Shiloh opened his eyes wide, seemingly caught off guard by the blunt question. Yeah, I think so. Really, buddy? You say that, but friends should be able to talk to each other without being scared. If Shiloh wouldn't do that, were you even really friends at all? Yeah, good question. Like, there are friends that are just there, and then there are friends that are willing to talk to you about things. But that's a difference about making friends. Some people are easily to say friends as, like, a word to get something else, but meh. He rubbed his hands together nervously over a non-reaction. I'm sorry. You weren't sure how sorry he could without knowing what he even apologized for, but you shook your head. You didn't do anything. It was true. Shiloh hadn't done something mean. He'd gone out of his way to make you happy. Aw, that didn't seem like it should be a bad thing, yet it bothered you. I just don't know if you like me. Like, it doesn't matter what I do, you're gonna act the same. I could be anybody and you wouldn't care. No, I like you. I really, really like you, Brie. I want to be friends. Okay. You smiled hesitantly at him and his fidgeting ceased. Even though you weren't sure if you believed him, this would only make things worse. He decided that maybe they were all types of friends. If Shiloh wasn't able to do things differently, this would have to be alright. Shiloh made you unsure about setting a label on the experience of spending the afternoon with just him. There had been good times and there had been confusing ones. You were positive of one thing at least, the treat was delicious, and that was nice. The sun was low on the horizon as you returned to your neighborhood. There you go, spotted two very familiar figures up ahead, Lizzie and Cove. Oh, they're back. You opened your mouth to make your presence known to them just as you saw the tears on Cove's face. Huh? Wait. You walked straight over, Shiloh at your heels. Once there you... Without a time machine, the only way you're going to find out was by asking the witnesses. Lizzie might have done something wrong, but she couldn't have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, or even come to Cove's aid. You want to hear the story. Cove, what happened? Ray, I got yelled at. He took a deep, steady breath. Some grandparents got mad at me. Ah, sorry. Lizzie jerked her head in the direction of a nearby house. Your heart sunk. You knew exactly what had happened. Every year, the same mean old couple rented out the condo for the summer. You, Lizzie, and Shiloh knew to stay away from them, but Cove couldn't have. They're like that with everyone. Even your mom struggled to find anything nice to say about them. But the elderly pair particularly took offense to kids. Aw, are the grandparents happy because they can't have their own grandchildren? Or is it something else? It didn't matter if they were really nice like Cove. Yeah, Lizzie said. Lizzie drew herself up at that. She looked pointedly in your direction. I was helping. That's cool. Is there anything I can do? No, I'm just gonna stay away. Or you could teach him a lesson. There was a devilish glint in her eyes. What? You should ding-dong ditch them. Go ring the doorbell and run. It'll be great because you're so slow. They'll never catch you. That's dumb. I don't want to go near them ever again. You're saying that because you're a chicken. Then you do it. Cove glared but didn't take the bait. Lizzie turned to you. You're not a chicken, are you? You better just avoid them. You looked at your house behind those closed doors, lurking two beings rich in years but poor in patience. Maybe they deserve retaliation, maybe they didn't. But that punishment wouldn't be coming from you. It was safer to stay away from them, especially since Cove took their outbursts too hard. I'm not doing it either. Another chicken for the kid. This is a hen house now. You look like a child I eat at the mountain cliff last. Ha! What do you mean by that, bro? Also, hi. How are you? Been a while. If we're chickens, you're a lizard, Lizzie. She wagged her tongue at his face. Still better than a bird brain. Chick chick chicken. The condo door opened, revealing one of the two culprits. The old man's wizened face was set in scowl, which was to say, looked exactly like he always did when he saw him. Maybe that was his normal face. What are you kids doing loitering outside my house? Or maybe he was always just in a terrible mood. Nothing. Nothing. He repeated the words as if it was the greatest crime anyone could commit. Nothing good, more like get lost. Oh, hi Maxie. Yes, I streamed a little late. Yeah. How was you? What are you kids doing loitering outside my house? Nothing. Nothing. Lizzie took off with Shiloh immediately trailing after her without so much as a glance back in your direction. So much for your friendship. You waved your arm at Cove, summoning him to follow you, and ran after Lizzie. The old man's haulage propelled you all from the street to the sanctity of the hill. Only once you were safe did you notice the stitch in your chest and the ache of your legs. You flopped down, the blaze of the grass tickled your face. Lizzie, who had taken the lead in the end, was already lazing on the ground. The four of you took a moment to catch your breath and enjoy the feeling of cool grass against your skin. Hey, Cove. I told you there were mean grandparents around here. Cove rolled his eyes and then decided this wasn't dismissive enough and rolled his whole body away from your sister. Not bad. Had to run errands this morning till now, even during my day off. Day offs are supposed to be day offs. Don't take extra work unless they pay you for it. Lizzie chose to ignore his response and started chatting to Shiloh, who eagerly joined in the conversation. In the back of your mind, you knew you'd be second fiddle again to Shiloh once Lizzie came around. It wasn't always like that. Shiloh could prefer Lizzie as much as he wanted to. There were other things to attend to anyways. You wriggled closer to Cove. He had calmed down for the most part and was inspecting a flower. His fingers pinched the stem and tilted the white petals towards him. That's a poppy. Cove glanced at you in acknowledgement and back to the flower. And the type of poppies on this hill have the name white linen poppy, Mom told me. He quirked a smile. That's funny. He ran a finger around the edge of the petals. Yeah, you better get reimbursed, buddy, cause when we work in our rest day, it's a lot more. So we need compensation. Yeah, you should. It doesn't feel like cloth. You need a lot of them to make any. He nodded and released a delicate plant. Evaluation complete. This is my favorite kind of flower, but I didn't know what it was called. Thanks. I like roses. They smell really nice. Those are fancy flowers. You'd look good with them. Thanks. You move onto your back with a smile and look at the darkening sky. The blanket of clouds reminded you of a thick throw you curled under on cold rainy days. You wondered if the clouds would be as soft. They lazily floated on by, splitting from each other, merging and morphing into new shapes. You saw a fluffy alpaca in the sky. You nudged Cove and pointed it out. Can you see the alpaca? Cove joined you in gazing skywards.
Whoa.
It's more like a llama. Hey. He chuckled at your reaction. Oh, it's already dark out. All the sun's light faded from the sky, and the moon rose higher. Lizzie got to her feet, dusting strands of grass from her bare legs, and surveyed her surroundings. The ocean, visible from the crest of the hill, beckoned with every sweep of the tide. Let's go to the beach. There was no argument. Uh-oh. There was no argument from the other two. Shiloh was still Shiloh, and Cove would never say no to going to the shore. He was a child of the sea, you... It had been a long, hot day. You weren't bothered about going there, but you would rather do that than make a scene. You stepped onto the sand for a second time that day, but it felt different that night. The beach was nearly quiet at this hour. Abandoned sandcastles and footsteps in the sand, too big to belong to any of you, were the only indication how busy it had been only a few hours earlier. The four of you kicked shoes off and removed socks and walked along the water's edge. The waves tickled your feet. I wonder what would happen if you tried to take a bath in the ocean with shampoo and everything. Oh, girl, you're just gonna have... Nah. The last time I went to the beach and went to the water, my hair was too dry. You can't do that. That would be bad for the fish.
Jeez.
I didn't say anyone would deal with cheese. You don't have to be serious about everything. You're the one to ask what would happen. This is what would happen. It hurt the fishies. I like bubble baths at home. They're a lot of fun. Me too. Bubble baths are luxurious. You never heard Lizzie use that word before. Mommy loves to have bubbles in her bath. She'll turn the lights off and have candles. I'm gonna do that next time. Hey, when's your mom coming to pick you up anyway? Not for a while. She's busy. What about your dad? How come you never talk about him? Don't you know you're not supposed to ask something like that? Why would someone want to talk about something they never talk about? You kept your eyes on the ground, watching your toes get swallowed by waves. Even if Shiloh never seemed upset when this topic came up, it made you feel awkward just for having both of your moms. Yeah, Tan Girl looks chill but has an attitude. And she's probably the only fashionable looking one around. It's okay, I'm just like Lizzie and Brie. I have no dad. I don't have two moms, I just have one. She's really great. Oh, sorry. I only have one now too. My mom isn't here. She's back home. It's just my dad with me. Well, I never had a dad or anything, so I don't feel bad. It's really sad that your mom is gone. Thank you for the headpats. Yes, now everything's automatic. Yep. Almost all of my toggles are automatic now. So, yeah. You joke about Shiloh's mom getting together with Cove's dad. No. Yeah. Okay. Cove couldn't muster a response. You don't think he truly disagreed, though. Her attitude's way better than anyone I've been seeing the 2 weeks. Oh, really? Like who? The silence broke with a splash as Lizzie kicked into your direction. Cold water and sodden sand splattered against your legs. Lizzie giggled, foot still outstretched from the kick. Cove joined in, striking the incoming waves to make a splash of his own. Shiloh scurried out of Cove's spray zone with a grin. You're already too dirty and wet for comfort. Nothing had happened there would feel as good as getting dry. You got out of the water before anyone could catch you again. Yeah, no, I like to swim, but in proper gear, please. Like really, proper gear. Perching on a rock, you scraped the wet sand from your legs as you watched the others. The sand came away in thick chunks at first, like clay, but where it had been thinner, it had already dried and clung to your skin. Cove and Lizzie were relentless, while Shiloh mostly just dodged. Shiloh's brief exclamation was drowned out by the biggest splash yet, caused by him falling face first on the ground. That would have been bad enough without the wave that followed cascading over his prone body. Shiloh sat up, shaking his head like a dog coming in from the rain. As they all hurried over to check on him, his hair was plastered to his head and his soaked clothes clung. That if there was any part of him that was still dry, you couldn't see it. That was crazy. Are you okay? Yeah, my foot got stuck and I fell over. Way to go, Shiloh, you dum-dum. Shiloh didn't take out your outstretched hand. After a moment, you dropped it. Lizzie was too busy snickering to notice and held her hand out to Shiloh, too. And he slipped onto the slick sand, dragging him Lizzie down just in time for another wave to hit. Damn. What were the odds of that happening twice in a row? You thought they must be low, but there's no way Shiloh would do something like that on purpose and pretend it was an accident. Especially not to Lizzie. Even if your relationship with Shiloh felt unclear, he did at least like her a lot. Lizzie was his favorite, right? Smiling boldly, Lizzie extracted herself from the ground and wiped the streak of sand from her cheek. She didn't intend to let this embarrass her. And let's call it a day. The four of you drudgingly made your way back home, leaving a trail of wet footsteps and sand in your wake as damp clothes weighed the group down. Unusual name, but not bad. Shiloh is the one with the multiple freckles. Cove is the green hair. And Lizzie is the tan one. Your moms are outside chatting to Cove's dad. We're back. Your mom's faces fell as they took in the state you're all in, raging from messy to soaked. Elizabeth, is that all you have to say for yourself? You brought half of the beach back with you. They certainly did. What's Marigold going to do when she comes to get Shiloh? Is that how you want him to be for a long drive home, cold and filthy? Lizzie's expression turned sulky over to scolding. Being the oldest could be fun, but also meant she was the first to get in trouble when something went wrong. Mr. Holden, on the other hand, chuckled as he ruffled close matted hair. Damn hot milf, bro. You've been out making memories, Bucko. I'm glad you had a good time with your friends. Cove used his slightly moist cast arm to push his dad off. Mr. Holden's eyes widened when he noticed even that he got wet. Now he was worried too. I think they could have found a less risky way to spend time and had just had much fun. That might be right, kids. What can you do? Come on, Cove. Let's go get you cleaned up and dried off. We wouldn't want that cast to have to be reset. Okay. Attaboy. Cove's protested being carried but only got a reassuring pat on the back for his trouble.
Take care.
Good night, Cove. Thank you for the talk, Cliff. Night. Yeah, good night. Resigned to his fate, Cove twisted his body in his dad's arms in order to get turned around and wave goodbye. Hot dad. That's one of the first reactions I've had. They saw the mom, like, hot damn, the mom. Yeah, literally. Smiling, you waved back. Good night. Well, we'd better do what we can to fix you guys up too. Come on, everybody inside. I want you to march straight to downstairs bathroom. Yes, Mom. Okay, Lizzie's mom. Don't worry about stopping to wipe your feet on the mat this time. That won't do much good tonight. Well, I see some fireflies. They're like okay, it's always the hot mom or the tanned looking mom or the other dad. That's what I mean. A lot of people like that one. Sitting on an old beach towel. Sitting on an old beach towel your mommy had found. You waited in the hall. Until you were less sandy, you weren't allowed to go into your room or walk around the house. But you did get to eat a sandwich for dinner there. It felt like an indoor picnic. It had been decided that Shiloh would wash first and borrow some of your clothes. He was already finished and packed away in his mom's car. Miss Fields had come to collect him a little while ago. It was a bit of fun experience. It was a bit of a funny experience, seeing him without that hat on for once. Lizzie, oh hi Bear. Lizzie being much more soaked than you. Got to go in the tub next. It wasn't a bubble bath as she had hoped. This was a no fun allowed cleanup session. At least that's what she had claimed. Not much longer and would be your turn. When the bath was done, you'd have to go back right to bed. After a day like this, thoughts though, you were glad there weren't going to be any further events. How's the stream going? It was okay. I started a little late though. Drifting off to sleep sounded like a great idea. Now before I go to here, I need some water. My throat is straining, so BRB. I'm gonna get some water for a bit. Yeah, BRB. I swear, the mom be like banged and then bang. I mean, can you blame me with that one? Okay, I'm back with water. Yeah. I am just gonna drink a little bit more though. After the summer ended, we'll go to this one, but grown up. Wonder what this looks like. Hmm. Okay. One sweltering summer day, you were in your living room with Cove, listening to the sounds of the birds chattering outside the window while you lay across the rug on the floor. Cove's dad had dropped him off earlier, and your moms had left the two of you, along with Lizzie, to play amongst yourselves. It had been too hot to go outside in the afternoon, at least according to Mommy, so your sister was starting to get impatient waiting for her golf class that evening. The three of you had trouble finding something fun to do. The beach and the playground were off limits, and you felt like it was too warm for anything like playing with your fuzzy toy animals. Then suddenly, a light came through Lizzie's big brown eyes, and her smile spread wide across her face. Having an idea gave her a new wave of energy. Since we're stuck inside, we should be adults. They don't play outdoors anyway. They're always inside and telling everybody they're too busy to play. Why? I said why? It'll be fun, duh. What do they do inside that we don't, besides use the phone a lot? That's true, they use the phone too much. Excluding a small huff, Lizzie decided to ignore Cove. Bree, what do you think? Do you want to? But that's what I'm going to do. It's not as fun when I play pretend adults by myself. Do you do that a lot? What's it to you? Looking at Lizzie, it seemed Cove felt like he could understand where she was coming from, and then he sighed. Do you really not want to play, Bree? It was clear that he wanted some way out, but still felt guilty about it. I hope this will be fun as you're promising it'll be. Lizzie looked at you deadly serious. That's the most exciting idea I've had all week. Oh, I wonder what adults thing are you going to do? As in, the proper one, okay? Satisfied that neither of you were about to bail on her, Lucy thought over her options while you watched. After a few seconds, she clapped her hands together and beamed, apparently having settled on something without asking either of you. Okay, I'm gonna be a professional golfer. Bree, you and Cove, you can be a beach volleyball player, a gymnast, or a tennis player. Why can't we pick anything we want? Because I have a fun idea, that's why. And we have to play sports as adults? Yeah? But there's other kinds of sports too. It isn't the same. What do you think, Bree? Don't those choices sound super cool? You wanna be that, huh? Lizzie stomped a foot on the ground. Oh, come on, just decide already. Knowing Lizzie wouldn't let this go anytime soon, he sighed. Cove was not impressed with Lizzie's attitude, though he didn't bother talking more about it for now. He thought over it at the list. Tennis. Tennis seems safer. Beach volleyball. How are you guys gonna do that if you're not even in the beach? Gymnast, no, you're going to fall over. At least for tennis, you're just gonna worry about the ball hitting your face. That's it. Other than that, there's nothing really. You remembered Mommy had a couple of old tennis rackets lying around somewhere, but you forgot where you have seen them last. Yeah, that was clearly the top option. Okay, I'm gonna be a tennis player. Alright, how about you, Cove? I picked volleyball. I should have known. Okay, so be your famous tennis player and Cove, you're on the popular beach volleyball team, and we're on the Olympics athletes who just completed the Olympics. Cove didn't seem all that impressed with the announcement. He just made a face and adjusted his glasses on his nose. That's really specific. That's what it makes it fun, anyway. Lizzie marched back and forth in front of the both of you, getting lost in their own imagination. I won all the gold medals and people are calling me the next Mickey, right? Does that... It doesn't matter if you knew who she is, it's a golf thing. You won medals too. Cove, your team was bronze and Bree, you barely missed out on the gold and got silver. It's more real for not all first places. Yeah, though some people hate the not being first place though. But second and third are nice, I guess. Also, what the fuck is this on my foot? He pounded at Lizzie, unhappy with the decision. Bree's right. Lots of people lose at the Olympics. Them's the breaks. And these kids are getting really too pumped on this thing. They want to be adults, but think about it for a second. They want to be adults. They think they'd be like an athlete, yada yada. No, you'll end up in a desk job. Boy, they'll end up in a desk job and not do anything about it. Then you're the one who did, not me. No, it wouldn't make sense. I'm already practicing my golf game. She took a golfing stance to make her point, pretending to swing her club and hit an invisible ball. So what kind of house do you want to live in? Apparently Gussie looked back at Lizzie. I'm going to live on the beach. Lizzie made a face at him, poking her out her tongue. That's kind of boring. We already have that. No, not like the ones here with the street on it. Right on the sand by the water. Just like that, the tension was back. He hadn't even had a chance to choose where he would want to live. That's not very smart or fun, Cove. We can't live on a bunch of sand and shells. But I want to and I will. Cove narrowed his eyes at Lizzie, even though she stood half a head taller than him. Didn't even give out a list of things to pick from this time, so I'm picking that. Why are we even playing pretend we can't imagine anything? Jeez, well, I'm gonna live in a mansion far away from here and far away from you. Good. Good. One with an indoor pool and a place to practice my award-winning golf. How come you were yelling about mine when your idea is even more impossible? It is not impossible and it's better than yours. Disagreements always seem to crop up when the two of them were together, and you always felt like you were stuck in the middle. Well, wouldn't want to live on the beach. It'd be really great. You could have windows made from driftwood and seashell wind chimes. Ah. He smiled slightly over the agreement and turned to Lizzie with bolstered confidence. You can swim whenever you want if you live on the beach. We can still swim anytime we want for where we live now. Being a little closer doesn't mean anything. Says you. You're being so unreasonable, you. I don't get what you want. This game doesn't make sense. It does. You have to be realistic. I said that. But you're not. You had no idea what to do to make them stop at this point. It seems like the two of them will just keep working each other up as long as they could. Yeah, that looks like a bad thing, huh? That looks like a really, really bad thing, to be honest. Still though, damn. That's all I can say to them is, damn. Also, is it me or is Google Chrome pretty smooth now or something? Or is it probably just me? Nothing you'd said so far has kept him from being mad. Thankfully, like a greeting card, Angel Mom walked into the room. Ah, oh joy. Wonder what the missus are thinking. Lizzie rushed to her, hanging onto the hem of her shirt, and poked out her tongue at Cove. Lizzie, breathe, it's time to get ready to go. Sorry, you have to leave already, Cove. Their mommy said she'll walk you home so you won't be left in the cold. Cove was still glaring at Lizzie, his face flushed red with anger. I can go by myself, but bye, Bree. There was still a harsh edge to the brief farewell, but he knew it wasn't you he was mad at. Without giving Mom a chance to stop him, Cove stood up and stalked out of the room, shoulders down, drawn tight. Okay. Yeah, ask the kiddo what they did. Yeah, ask the kiddo what they did. They're the ones who've been hanging out over there. Are they not? Worried, Mom turned to look down at you and Lizzie. You two were playing nice with our new friend, weren't you? You were playing pretend things and got intense. They were like cats and dogs. Your sister's jaw dropped, looking betrayed as Mom put both hands on her hips. Elizabeth? I told you to be kind to him. He's having a hard time right now. Lizzie's mouth closed back up, replaced by a tiny frown. I know I tried, but he was... No buts. We both know you can show someone a great time when you put your mind to it. We're going to apologize to Cove and his dad over the phone when he gets home from work tonight. Lizzie hung her head, dragging foot across the ground in front of her. Okay, Mom. Good girl. We caught pieces of Lizzie sulking to herself about how was it his fault too, but it was over. Alright, we better get a move on. Let's go, kids. Noelani, where'd you leave the car keys? Mom hustled you all out to the door and you noticed during the car ride to golf practice that Lizzie was quieter than usual. She was usually the first one to request such music to listen to the car, but she didn't say anything. Your parents noticed she wasn't in the mood to be bothered. They gave her space, and Mommy just asked what you'd like to listen to. You were happy to see her brighten her up right away, and she started singing along with you. Soon enough, her bad mood was a thing of the past. When the car ride was over, you spent the twilight hour watching Lizzie hit things with the other girls her age. That's a fancy looking golf area, holy shit. You didn't know much about golf, but you could tell she really liked it, so you sat with your moms and tried to puzzle it out. It was nice sitting outside after being cooped up in the house all day, and you stretched out your legs to let the last few minutes of sun warm your skin. When the sun was finally out of sight, dipping behind the horizon, you all got ready to leave. Instead of going straight home, your moms took the family out to dinner. You went to a restaurant you had been going to ever since you could remember. The whole afternoon had been a bunch of shouting you hadn't been able to stop, but you could kind of tell that all this helped Lizzie to be less angry. The car ride home was quiet with only the radio providing escape from silence. Lizzie had been in better spirits now, but the closer you get to your neighbor, the more she wiggled her seat and frowned out the window. She knew what was coming when you all got back home. Clearly, she was dreading it. Soon enough, Mom was turning onto your street and reversing to the driveway. Once she cut the ignition, it was dead silent. No one spoke, only unbuckled their seatbelts and opened their doors. Lizzie was the last one out. Once everyone was inside and done taking off their shoes, she propped her hands on the hips. Now then, Mr. Holden's car is in his driveway, so he should be back from his work. That's good news, isn't it, Elizabeth? You and Cove can hash things out before the day's done. Lizzie didn't complain or put a fight. Her head ducked so she didn't have to meet anyone's eyes. She nodded once. Yeah, let's move this to the kitchen. Mom went over to the house phone, the rest of you following behind her. Mommy put a gentle hand on Lizzie's shoulder as they walked side by side. You watched him from the back. This was only happening because he told on Lizzie. You could still remember the look on Lizzie's face. There was no doubt she felt that way about it. You and your sister didn't always get along, but you cared about each other. This wouldn't change that, you thought. Yeah. The four of you stood around the kitchen in Loophole Square. All eyes were on Lizzie, who kept her gaze on her feet. You remember the number for Cove's house, don't you, honey? Lizzie jerked her head in another nod, sullen without further prompting. She stepped forward and she began to dial. Oh, it's those phones. Mom reached over and pressed the button on the base. Suddenly, you could hear the phone ringing. She turned on the speaker. The phone rang a couple of times then stopped. Mr. Holden's warm voice came to the other end. Evening, Holden residence. Lizzie looked over at Mommy, unsure. She nodded encouragingly. Hi, Mr. Holden. It's Lizzie. Can I talk to Cove?
Absolutely.
Wasn't a surprise, but of course you can say hey to the boy. He sounded cheery as usual, though definitely meant it when he said it was never a surprise. He thought hard and you were sure that your sister had never called Cove's house before. Mom spoke before Mr. Holden or Lizzie could say anything more. Her arms were crossed over her chest, her lips pursed. Hi, Cliff. Noelani, Bree, and I are here too. Good evening. We're sorry to bother you so late. The gang's all here. Is something the matter? His voice grew a bit concerned. Mommy was quick to reassure him. No, well, yes, it's going to be okay. Lizzie and Cove got into a bit of a fight today. We were hoping that the two of them could talk and make up. Is this a good time for you and Cove? A fight? Cove didn't tell me anything about it when I came home. It does explain the funk he's been in tonight. He chuckled lightly despite that it didn't seem like he really thought it was funny. Anyways, it's good you didn't catch us at a bad time. I'll go grab him for you. There was something shuffling on the other end. He must not have gone far because you could still hear him calling out. Cove, there's someone on the phone for you. Come on, bud. Lizzie called out so she could talk to you. Bree's on the other end listening too. Don't you want to say hi? Eventually, Cove took the phone from his dad. Hello? Hey, it's Lizzie. Yeah, I know, Dad told me. Cove's tone was defensive. Lizzie turned to Mom, scowling. One stern look from Myrtle and Lizzie turned away. I just called to say I'm sorry for not playing nice with you today. I won't do it again. Lizzie's eyes were downcast, her voice low. You could tell she felt uncomfortable apologizing to Cove in front of everyone. She was still being genuine about feeling bad. Cove must have realized that too because he sighed quietly. Me and Bree should get gold too. That's right. Lizzie had kept denying you two what you deserve. Lizzie was momentarily stunned silent by the demand. She probably forgot that even that happened already. Alright, we all win the gold. Okay. I guess I'm sorry too. A sense of relief washed over everyone as his acceptance of the apology. Mom uncrossed her arms while Mommy's shoulders relaxed. Lizzie's eyebrows raised up. You wondered if she thought that he refused her apology. Dad, can I get off the phone now? Bruh. I barely stream, but my throat's already itching. I wonder what's up. You can see him, but it was obvious that Cole felt awkward about the situation. He had come off uncomfortable the entire time, really. Yeah, you can go back to your room if you want. Be sure to say goodbye first, though. Bye, Lizzie. Bye. Bye, Bree. You picked up the mention of your name. You smiled, even if he couldn't see you. Bye, Cove. With that said, Cole must have handed the phone to his dad and left, since Mr. Holden spoke up. That's a relief. Also, that ends well, as they say. Thanks for arranging this. I'm sure he appreciates it. As Mom replied, Lizzie tugged on Mommy's hand to catch her attention. Can I go now, too? Sure, sweetie. Thank you very much for apologizing to Cole. Mom flashed a brief smile at Lizzie and nodded her agreement. Given permission to leave, Lizzie scurried off towards the stairs. She seemed to be feeling much better with the incident behind her. Mom and Mommy returned to the phone, taking it off the speaker. They continued talking to Mr. Holden. You couldn't tell what about. You were glad that was the end of it all. Lizzie and Cole might not get along and probably still won't, but they weren't mad at each other anymore. Mom and Mommy weren't upset either. Everything was finally back to normal. With that thought, you retreated to your own room with a spring into your step. Okay. So, I'm not sure about the DLCs because I haven't bought the game, so... Okay, let's go straight here. I'll never get tired of that view. You stood beside your moms, Lizzie and Cove, as five of you watched the sun dip into the ocean somewhere far away. You really like to imagine it cooling off the water, resting it before getting ready to shine brightly again tomorrow. That was a fun day. I didn't know they had magicians on the shop street now. Neither did I. Oh no, we are so dull. Let's go out more. He didn't do real magic, Mom. How did you figure that one out? Because I know, that's not what real magic looks like. Oh, Lizzie dear, there are all kinds of magic in the world. You looked over at Cove, who hadn't said a word since he started home. He didn't look upset though, just content. You were aware he still hadn't quite warmed up to your parents. Well, we can't sit out all night. Time to hurry home and get cooking. Who's helping with dinner? Mom, summer's almost over. The protest was obvious. You could practically see school on the horizon. You certainly didn't want to spend your last bits of freedom cooking dinner. You could do that any other day. You tried to be subtle about your little mumble, but you saw Mom look at you from the corner of her eye and knew she heard. Yeah, it would be evil not to let us play until dinner. You weren't sure evil was a fair choice of word, but nodded anyway. At times like this, you have to back each other up. Soon we'll have homework and reading to do. We can't do work now, too. Lizzie made her case and then stomped her foot on the ground. You mimicked her, feeling that would add something to the argument. Well, oh come on, Pam. I can help you with dinner. Mommy leaned in for the hug and you knew that you were very close to victory. Alright. But as soon as dinner's ready, you lot are coming inside. Understood? Yes, Mom. Yes, Mom. Cove, dear, you're welcome to join us as well. He grinned at Cove and nudged his arm with your elbow. Cove gave a non-committal shrug to your mommy, which you took as an agreement. Ah, so much to do, so little time. Maybe I could still get that seashell bracelet at Tines and Trinkets, or maybe the playground. Or the fireflies would probably be coming out, right? Lizzie had her own ideas of what she wanted to do, but what were you going to do? He glanced over to Cove, considering. As strong gusts of wind made you shiver, Lizzie huffled as she wrapped her arms around herself. Doesn't the wind know that summer's not over yet? That's all Lizzie said before abruptly turning on her heel and heading off in the direction your mom's had gone. Where are you going? I'm going to my room. I have lots to plan if I want to make the most of it tomorrow. He thought this over, looking forward the water again. Lizzie didn't wait, and before long she was disappearing off down the road. Must be nice to live in the beach, though. Meanwhile, Cove was going to the opposite direction, heading for the beach. Cove gave you a smile that you couldn't help but return. Cool. He made a little gesture that you interrupted as "follow me," and then started heading to the waves. Cove knelt down, picking up something you quickly identified as a smooth rock. He reared his arm back, then tossed it down to the water. Nothing really. You tilted your head, wondering over the sudden pensive look on his face. Ah, why are you looking pensive, though? Just thinking. About what? Cove was looking down at his cast, scratchingly idly at the pink surface even though you were pretty sure he couldn't feel it. His brows were furrowed and there was no frown on his face. It's not fair. I've had to wear this cast for ages. I can't even swim. When do you get it off? Cove shrugged and didn't say anything. For a second, maybe you thought he didn't know, but finally he sighed. A few weeks. That's not very long at all. It'll be off before you know it. You offered a smile, but Cove wasn't looking at you. Cove let out a huff, plopping down into the sand. I can't believe summer's almost over. You sat down next to him and nodded in agreement, regardless of the sudden topic change. I mean, I don't want to go to school. I would. I don't want to go to a new school. I think it'll be the same school as you and Lizzie. My dad said something about that. Cool, you're going to like it. Everyone's super nice. You'd only been ever to one school, but you were sure that his old school couldn't even have been that much better. Then again, he did have to make new friends and meet new teachers. It could be kind of scary. Cove shook his head and wrapped his good arm around his knee as he drawn him to his chest. You heard the sniffling sound when you take a good look at his face. You realize that his eyes were wet. Oh, I want to go home. You never had to move before, but he thought that he could understand. If you had to go to a new school all of a sudden with new people, you'd probably be dreading it too. Even though you sort of maybe understood, you still weren't sure how to help. Yo, Kaibo, what's up? I'm doing good. Okay, I'll see you later. Cove gave him a head. No, I want to go back home. So the game's more like a slice of life sort of game? Yeah. Yes, it's a slice of life game, kinda. I was just playing it for the second time, as in like first playthrough, second stream. Right, Cove wanted to go back home to his old home, the one that sat waiting someplace far from here, the one where he would bring up whenever he felt this sad. It's been a while since he moved in, but he didn't seem to feel any better about being here. He settled back down to the sand, trying to consider what to do. Cove's brow furrowed even more. Then he shook his head. He felt a rush of relief fill you. You liked having Cove here. It would be sad if he'd been miserable the whole time. But yeah, basically, we're just going through, like, growing up in the summer, I guess. It's a slice of life thing, and our story is mostly around this guy over here. Yes, basically. You're not going to leave, right? You'd still be around? The question was a little surprising. Of course. Your parents would have mentioned if you were going to move or something, right? After a second, Cove gave a little nod. Once I get my cast off, we could go swimming. You were fine with him changing the subject again. Yeah, that would be fun. Cove smiled back, then looking back on the waves. Ah yeah, that does look fun after all. Yeah, looks fun, doesn't it? You know what I would like to do? Like, literally live on the beach. That would be so cool right now. Like, totally. Like, I never really get to when I think about it. I never had the thrill of going to the beach. It's just never there, I guess. But still though. Doesn't take much. My dad keeps saying I'll get used to everything eventually. What the fuck? That I feel better then. It used to make me angry. I didn't want to get used to everything. He spared a glance over at Cove and saw the anger had slipped off his face in favor of something almost puzzled. But maybe that would be okay after all, as long as I really do feel better. I can't see it. You could remember a long time ago when you first started going to school. You had absolutely not been okay with the idea of being away from your parents for most of the day. You listen to strangers tell you what to do and sit with the kids you never met before. Things changing is hard. Cove laughed just a little. Yeah, I'll make sure you do. But you grinned, proud that you were able to drag one out of him when he was obviously feeling down. Even still, a second later, his eyes got a little misty once more. You got the feeling that they were different tears than the ones from before, though. I hope next summer I'll surf and go exploring and everything will feel like it's supposed to be again. You will. It will. The two of you sat quietly, just taking in the sound of the waves. You'd hoped that Cove would be able to accept that this place as his new home. You definitely tried to help in what ways you could. There were so many wonderful things here Cove probably hadn't seen yet. Lost in thought, you started a bit when you heard the faint familiar sound. A sound of your mom shouting your name. You looked over your shoulder, realizing it was probably time for dinner. My elder uncle had a penthouse here by the beach. He used to go home there for vacation until 2018 he sold it off. Huh? Why did he sell it off though? That was a good place. You stood and dusted the sand off yourself. My mom's calling me. It's time for dinner. You should come. Cove looked up at you, expression screaming reluctance, yet ultimately, okay. When you smiled, Cove returned with one of his own. But was it fun there, Maxie? Brie thinks. It was nice where you were right then. But the two of you couldn't stay in your own little world any longer. You were being called forward. So the both of you ran towards your house, leaving the waves and summer behind. Hmm. In between. Oh, yeah, this is what we look like, actually. But I wonder if we already have, like, clothes on or something. But yeah, I think we can probably stop it here for now, guys. Yeah. But I think I want to do like a little chatting, so I'm gonna go BRB for a bit. I'm gonna set things up. So BRB for a moment. Okay. And I was muted. Sorry about that. Hmm. Also, free crabs. That must be nice right now. I can't exactly eat crabs though, but I wouldn't mind it, if anything. Yeah, like free crabs really sound nice. But yeah, actually, I'm gonna have to chill a bit. Yeah, the time before COVID made everything look like crap. Ah yeah, I can feel that. Yeah, I remember how it was very simpler when COVID wasn't around, honestly. Also, yeah, I have this little setup with me, yeah. Nowadays, seafood prices have gone up and quality has gone bad. I mean, I can see that because, okay, I shop for tuna cans, like canned tuna and other sea-related products every week. So my cupboard, my storage is always filled with cans of tuna. I think they hiked the price a little bit, that it's like I only have to buy like a few of them. It's kind of annoying at times. But yeah, I miss cheap seafood. Also, guys, what do you think of this table I got? What do you guys think? I recently got this from VTuber Premates, actually. Let me give them their Twitter account. But still, it's canned seafood. Yeah, I miss having canned seafood. That's cheap, by the way. Nice chat room, by the way. Yeah, normally I'd have like a little board over here, but I'll just keep it static. I might think of putting like some layouts for my chat, but this is good for now. I recently got the table from VTuber Premates. Yeah. But it does look good though, right, chat? It looks really great. Let me link to you guys. Let me link to it on their profiles though. VTuber Premates, yeah. Or VTuber Graphics. I like how they always come up with a lot of overlays and stuff that I like to use on my streams. Even like my chatting game layouts and other assets were from them actually. And they have always look really good too. Like no cap. It's always been good. Oh, and no music. Yeah. As long as I have enough money to do so, I would. Honestly, I would actually. Yeah, they made this actually, they made the table, the kitsune mask, and the dango. But yeah, I would actually. Like, for real, I would. It does look good though, right? They look really good. But not gonna lie, yeah. Off topic though. I remember seafood being a lot better. Not gonna lie. Huh? I'm just worried since they charge you since no cap expensive. Oh. Dango. Yes, it's dango. Yo, I'm not a fan of seafood. And hi Jin, yes, we were just done playing the visual novel, so we're just chatting for a bit, and then as you can see, I'm just using the free assets I got from VTuber Graphics or VTuber Premates on Twitter or X. If you want to check it, the specific tweet for that is on my pinned. The one on my table, yes, but the one behind me is not. I bought that one through the booth shop, yeah. I got it for free because I commented and they wanted to give me a review. So that's what I'm doing. I might forget. It does look cute, right? Doesn't it? Like, what do you guys think of it? I barely do just chattings, but since I feel relaxed, I might as well. I'm relaxed enough to do a just chatting. Especially since I started the stream a little bit later than usual. Like, it's a little late because I woke up from the night shift. I was also comforting somebody, as in the talk, before I had my shower, and then here we are. I did stream for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, seafoods are getting absurdly expensive after COVID. It's understanding, but they slowly make no sense as time goes by. Now, quality is minimal, but the price has gone up. So much so, it just lost any meaning to buy them. I mean, that's how I complain about my canned seafood. Like, I buy brands like San Marino, Century Tuna, Gold Seas. They increase the price a lot, and it annoys me because I majorly eat a lot of tuna. Oh, actually you can. Give me a moment, actually. Because you can actually change the backgrounds. But, oh yeah. Yeah, I can also have static. As you can see. But this is already, like, outside of it, by the way. It looks so cool and checking on the Japanese background, you get controls on like that. Actually, I got this from Nora's Pot, aka that other asset person I get from. I think I also buy the bathroom asset from them. Yes, I literally have. I used to have like just chattings, and it's just me in the bathtub. No cap. I can link to you the boot shop if you wanted, Jin. I can just get it and send it to you through. Which socials are you in again, Jin? Because I'm not sure if you still use Instagram. Oh yeah, I still do. I still have the bathtub. It's with me. It's saved. Yes, I still have the bathtub. I'll just use it for another time. It's gonna be another time though. I'm not gonna use it right now. I just... no. Another time. Another time. I wanna use the kitsune table with the mask and the dango and everything. So what socials do you use, buddy? No kidding. What social? I did make a new one. Oh, link it to me. Wait, do you even have Discord? Do you even have Discord though? Do you? Also, I had an interesting tweet. It said, "Thank you for playing Our Life Beginning and Always and sharing it with your audience. Wishing you a wonderful time with it." Apparently, he is the voice of Baxter Ward in the novel, and I'm like, damn. I appreciate it, buddy. I mean, I like playing visual novels on stream, though. I love it. But damn, I didn't expect that. But that looks really good, though. Oh, what's your Discord? Or you can just come into my Discord server. I mean, there isn't much there, but there's always people checking the VC and everything. And it's fairly secured. Yeah, you can just check it if you want to, though. Yeah, there it is. Oh, by the way, when you guys enter my Discord server, there's like 2 verification codes, okay? That's actually a very new server, okay? I have my old one remade because of certain things, like bots coming in. At least it'll slap the bot out of the channels and my server. But yeah, it's actually a more compact version of my old server, and it's easy to manage even for me. But still, seafood. I hate how they price tuna cans. It's annoying. I like eating a lot of tuna, but at the same time, why? Why I want my canned seafood, bro? Like, hear me out. The only thing I can't eat is crab, as in you have to remove the shells and everything. Like, that itself sucked ass. I can't do that. Like, for real. Also, did you come into my server already? Oh, not yet. Right. I'm trying, bruh. It's not letting me, huh? What do you mean it's not letting you? That's weird. Hmm. Well, that is kind of strange, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not the one who made the server technically, but my mods did. So that's a lot. One of my mods did the verification thing in my server. So that's something that you need to take note of actually. That. Got it now. Had to DC my work Wi-Fi. Ah, wait. DC my work. Huh? What do you mean by that, bro? And yeah, honestly, I actually like how I'm getting all these perks with assets and all. Like I can use them more, but I still need to give a review and everything, like in exchanges. So I like this. I feel like I'd use this more often if I have like a lighter background. I think I can probably buy it from them. But backtracking to food, yeah, like it's so expensive. Why did they make tuna so expensive? You're also allergic to crustaceans. Wait, so you can't eat like fish, lobster, oh, like crab, lobster, that one? Oh, you can't eat shrimp too. Oh no, that kind of sucks. Shrimp is actually good. Shrimp is actually good though. What do you mean? I can have fish, just anything with shell. Yeah, like I can't eat crab. I tried. I can't even eat like oysters. I think I also can't eat like oysters. Don't know why. The taste just isn't sitting right with me, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't. But I can still eat anything else. I'm not that picky with food, but I do have some slight allergies with. I had one in the buffet and I went home with an inflamed lip. Oh wait, you too? You too? Guess I got that too, buddy. There's a lot of quirky foods. I don't want to try like balot. Ah, my mods hated that. My mod hates balot. Every time I mention balot, he's just scarred. Bear, if you're here, if I hear balot, if you hear me say balot, I apologize. I apologize, buddy. We're in the conversation anyway. I only tried it once. I literally ate the whole thing except the shell. That's fine if it's shellfish and any crustaceans. If it's 100% any seafood, that's just sad. Yeah. Like, this reminds me of a certain professor I've had in high school. I remember he's literally allergic to, here's the following: fish, eggs, anything that's oily. So I'm like, how are you living? I can't even survive without eggs for breakfast. I need to have at least one scrambled egg or fried egg with my breakfast. I can't survive without that. I think I remember drinking the soup, but my skin crawls when I see it. I mean, I can't blame you. It's a fertilized duck egg. You're literally eating a little duckling that could have lived, bro. Of course your skin crawls when you eat it. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Also, let me see. Hello there, Jinbaka. I'm also gonna put VIP on you so you can get Twitch notifications when you do stream. Yep. Fuck them. You guys don't like balot. My mods don't like balot. I think Rolo can eat that, but I don't think he's in the chat anymore. Like for real though. But still though, like for real. For reals though. Hmm? I wonder why drops enable does not show it. Hmm. That's weird. Hmm. But still though. You know what I can't eat? Aside from crustaceans and oysters, I can't eat solid liver pieces. As in, like, some Filipino dishes have solid liver of pork or whatever. I can't eat that. If I just taste one of them, I will literally spit it out. My body doesn't agree with it for some reason. However, however, there's a catch. I can eat liver as long as it's not solid. Like, let's just say liver spread. I can eat it as long as it's not solid. If it's liquid, if it's turned to a sauce, is that the one with like a very sandy taste? No, the texture just feels so slimy to me. The texture, yeah. The texture, I can't sit with the texture of liver. And people like putting liver pieces in their... Oh, thank you for the follow. Arigato. Hi, bread. Takes away the dangos and rust. Hey! That's my dango. You get balut, bitch. Hi, bread. How are you? You get balut, bear, for stealing my dango. You get balut. How are you, bread? My bad. Damn, bread. Bread be doing bread. You know how I like my bread? Crusty and perfect for my cheese. Did you say balut? Yes, I said balut. Eat shit. I like balut. Ah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now you have no allies, bear. I don't mind eating balut, actually. I just need more salt. That's what you get first. That's what you get for stealing my dango, bitch. Bring back my dango. I have so much energy for being awake for the last 2 hours. Hello. Yo, Cherry, hi. We're just chatting after playing the visual novel. Hello there, Cherry. How are you? We were just talking about foods. And I guess I cornered my mods using balut. Yes, that's a thing. How are you, Cherry? No! No? Yes! Yes! You know, talk about it. Do you know anyone who makes good overlays and such? Good question. I think I do. I just haven't been able to commission them myself. I mean, I can send you the links through Discord. Wait, let me add you on Discord though. Chotomate. Hello there, Jinbaka. Let me add you first. You're Filipino. Let's go. Let me send you some people that can do overlays though. Hold up. Not the name again. Ah. Deal with it, bro. Deal with it. I haven't been able to commission them, that's the thing, but I'll just send you some links, then you can ask them. Now, where are you? Oh, okay. Just let me know if you accept my friend request, okay? Thanks, boy. But still though, yeah, backtracking to the food topic, I just hate liver. If it's solid, I can still eat, like, if it's in a sauce or if it's in a spread. I can deal with that, but just not the solid ones. I hate the texture. It makes me wanna barf. Like for real, it makes me want to fucking barf for real. Like, damn. But hey, a gun. Look, my break is almost over. Saying goodbye in case I can say it. Oh, that's so. Where did my coat go? Sure, just check the server though. I sent some links. I tagged you. You can check them. But yeah, see ya. But yeah, not us doing food. You know what I would like right now? Some liempo, aka roasted pork. I could use some of that right now. Like, it's been a while. But I'm not supposed to eat too much pork. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I can't eat too much pork nowadays. Yeah, I'm trying to take care of myself, you know? As in, like, eat healthy, yes. Although I still eat convenience store food when I can. Like 7-Eleven food's actually pretty good. Like, no cap. But hey, yeah. Okay. F it, eat anyway. Yeah, like, I literally had, like, a big bite hot dog, 2 hard-boiled eggs, yes. 2 hard-boiled eggs and some cup noodles on my night shift. Yeah, that's what I ate. Huh? Nande kore. Hello, Azo. Thank you for the follow. We're just yapping about food. I'm surprised people are following me when I'm just chatting. All because I want to use this new Kitsune desk. Yes, this Kitsune desk. Like, I'm just using it right now. It looks good now, though I need a better background to fit this. Or, yeah, kimono. How are you doing, Azo? How are you folks? I've never checked the doctor or nutritionist. If we die early, we die happy and young. Yeah, but I still need to, like, I don't know, lose a little bit of weight or something. Yeah, like, for real, though. Like, even I could use, like, the extra weight. I mean, the extra weight loss or something. Like, for real. Yo, Azo, hello. Yeah, I had some of my chats disabled for a bit. How is you? How are things? Hope you've been well. We were just chatting about how food prices hiked up recently, and certain foods that I find people not liking, like balut, for example. Sorry, bear. Sorry, bear. I say the B word, aka balut. Don't blame me. Thanks for asking. I'm alive and breathing. What's going on with you today? Yeah. How are things with you, actually? Nothing, just in bed rotting. Oh, I feel that. That's me after night shift. I'm literally just rotting in bed until I'm like, okay, time to wake up. I still need to stream. That happens to me a lot, actually. Like, there are times where I'm like, do I stream? Or do I let the bed just restrain me or something? Like, I can't get off bed, but that is okay, because I'm getting rest. Like, more rest than I should. Like, that kind of thing. I always question that. That's always two decisions that I wake up to is to stream or sleep. Especially you're talking to someone who streams like 4 times a week, and you question how I do it with my really fucked up sleep schedule. Yeah, even I question it too. Makes me wonder about things. Oh, I'm drinking water, by the way. This heat is making me drink water so much. Like, what is with this humidity, bruh? Like, Southeast Asia isn't this hot. Like, how is the weather for you guys? Like, is it cold? Please be cold. We could change weathers if we wanted to, but no, we can't do that. Like, not gonna lie, I've been drinking more water because of this. Like the humidity here is just so unforgivable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a big fat excuse. Like the moment I get out of the shower, put on my uniform, my scrubs, and then the sweat decides to just creep out. People ask if it was raining, and I just reply, no, it's just sweating. I was sweating hard because of the humidity. Like, bro, I hate the weather in this country. It's like, yeah, I like taking baths. At what cost? I sweat easily. Makes me wonder about what the fuck is this weather even about, or what the fuck is the weather nowadays. Ugh. It becomes worse when you sleep on daytime like I do. Also, let me change the music. What's a good music? Oh, that's better. You won't even know if it's water or sweat dripping from your body. I question that because whenever I'm going to work, I'm already sweaty. And I'm like, why? Why? I literally bathe the fuck and then I don't feel refreshed even then. It's annoying. It's like it's telling me I shouldn't just take a shower. Because it's just the same thing. But no, I have to take showers. Otherwise, I will literally feel like I need to scratch my body instead. Like, ugh. Yeah, that's how bad the weather is from where I am. Yeah. The weather is that bad, it annoys the shit out of me. Like, totally. Eh. But what can I do? Southeast Asia weather is a literal piece of shit sometimes. Too much of a piece of shit, in fact. Also, let me know if the music's too loud, okay? But damn, I don't like the weather. It makes me question things. Yeah, but still though. I wouldn't mind just having like winter, but I don't want to be turned into a popsicle. So I don't know what's better. Like, is having 4 seasons better or what? That's what I wanted to know. But yeah, I hate the weather. Like, I would rather have rainy weather than sunny weather. Like, sure, my plans will be cancelled, but at least I won't be dying in the heat, if that makes sense. I mean, yeah, it did make sense. Pretty sure. But yeah, I hope you guys are not suffering right now with the weather like I am. Because I literally have the fan right up to my face. The compressed filter just made it way better to not let it be around my mic though. Mm-hmm. But yeah, damn, I hate this weather. This weather makes me stinky. Stinky in a bad way. And I literally try to get my hygiene up there. I really do, but this weather, it makes things worse, bro. Like for real. But meh, can't be helped, I guess. It can't be helped. And right now, I'm just doom scrolling on Twitter while I chat with you guys just to see what's been going on here. But yeah, this is what it is. Yeah, I just question Twitter a lot with their stuff, honestly. Also, damn. Yeah, I hate the weather. It's shit. But what do you guys think? Like, would you guys prefer other seasons or just sun and rain? Because that's only sun and rain for me. I didn't get to have other types of weather aside from sun and rain. If that made sense, yeah. But yeah, I'm just vibing with the shitty weather, honestly. But yeah, I should probably give my throat a break now, should I? But yeah, my throat is already suffering. But yeah, I guess that'll be all for today because I still need to rest for the night shift. Then I'll be streaming Zenless Zone Zero tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be streaming Zenless tomorrow, so it'll be a long night, I bet. A really long one at that. But for now, okay, for now, I'll just read you guys out, but to who though? Rainy season is fine for me, I just need them to announce the suspension early. Oh. Are you still going to school, Azo? That's the question. You still go to school, buddy? But still though, this weather is like, ugh. Like, why? Like, for real though. Yes, ma'am. Ah, I see. Well, I just hope school's been better for you, because it's been a long time since I was a student. But holy shit. It's always late suspensions in Yeah, we know which countries we are. Yes. No need to dox ourselves. I mean, people already know, but still, yes. It's always so late that I just question it. I just question it a lot, though. It annoys me. Like, it's just suckish in general. Like, I just question why now, and all that, but it can't be helped. Yeah, it just can't be helped, honestly. But yeah. My throat really needs a break, so I'm gonna be raiding out, though. Yeah, it's always. But I think my throat is scratching up now, so I should raid you guys out immediately. I need a rest. But I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow as usual, just in a later time. Because I'll be playing Zenless Zone Zero tomorrow, and finally, new stuff. Anniversary rewards. 33 pulls, but damn, the Astro rerun is... Yeesh. I just hope my luck is not gonna jinx me. But okay, guys. Okay, let me see who I can raid before my throat decides to die on me. Let's see who would be a good idea. I wonder who though. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just checking who could I raid at this hour, if anything. Let's see. Who have I not raided in a while? Yeah, I'm just checking through these channels. Eh. Okay. I already made up my mind. Huh? I already found someone to raid. And okay, the weather's gonna go a little bit soggy today, huh? Anyways, okay. What the? Oh yeah, it's actually mod level. Sorry, I was wondering what happened. Oh, you have to be a mod. I'll fix that. Kinda. Anyway, so you guys are coming in. Tomorrow, I'll be playing the new Zenless Zone Zero update, so let's see what I'll get tomorrow. But anyways, take care, stay safe, and bye-bye. I'll see you guys. Take care.